Most people believe that progress comes from trying to force an outcome and force things into place, but most times that ends up creating tension more than movement and progress. Having inner authority is when you trust your progress without needing constant proof. This means that you can move from a place of clarity instead of fear and stay consistent even when things haven't shown up yet. Outcome attachment is the opposite, and it's when your emotional state depends on your results. And the downside about this is that it creates overthinking, checking, and control. And it's much more difficult to stay in alignment when you are constantly trying to control everything because control tightens your energy and blocks flow. So when you shift into your inner authority, you stop chasing outcomes and start embodying them. So for today's Talk with Tyy Tuesday, I'll be speaking on inner authority versus attachment outcome. So if you're interested and would like to know more, let's get into it. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Tyla. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Talk with Tyy Tuesday. Today is all about inner authority versus outcome attachment. So we're going to start this topic by speaking of identity level reframing. So most of the time when we think about accomplishing goals, trying to get to a certain point in our life, or just bring something in, manifest something, we often think so much about the outcome and what it is that we want because of that strong desire that we end up repelling it and blocking what it is that we're trying to attract. Your energy truly does determine how life responds to you. And I noticed that even for myself, a lot of the times when I really want something so bad, it's almost as if I don't get it, or it creates more of a resistance. It's like the thing repels and goes further away from me than me being able to attract it. And you might even have some examples in your own life to where you really wanted something and you forgot about it, and then next thing you know, it shows up, or you achieve it, you accomplish it, or even sometimes if you're looking for something and you're like, where is this thing I really need or want this thing? And the moment that you stop looking for it, it just happens to be there. So when we talk about inner authority, it is having and trusting in that inner clarity within yourself over external pressures. It also means being confident in making your own decisions without needing reassurance. And I know sometimes it can be tricky if you've experienced things in your past that have led to you not having that strong sense of trust within yourself, because that's something that I really had to overcome as well. But once you get to a point where you can trust your inner compass, your intuition, and start acting on that, it will honestly grow and strengthen your intuition and your inner compass to a point where you will be able to trust yourself a lot more and have that safe feeling within making decisions, within accomplishing things and getting things done. Another thing that's really important when cultivating inner authority is staying grounded in your own direction, not allowing other people to have too much judgment into things that you may want to do and things that you may want to attract and achieve, but trusting in your own direction and being so grounded and firm in that no matter what anybody else says outside of you, you are still grounded in what it is you believe and feel. So a really great example of inner authority is being consistent even when you don't see immediate results. It takes a lot of trust within yourself in order to be able to stay consistent in something, even when you're not receiving anything back from doing that thing yet. And it also does require a deep sense of faith, because you have to trust and know that something is going to happen even when you aren't receiving those results. And you also have to be able to stay in that alignment even when nobody else outside of you can validate that. So a big mindset shift that can help you to overcome that self-doubt and step into more of an inner knowing is moving from I hope to I know. So now let's move into outcome attachment, what causes it, and get into kind of like the psychological aspect of it. Now, when it comes to outcome attachment and psychology, it stems from a fear of uncertainty, because when you're uncertain about a specific outcome, it's a lot harder for you to trust in that outcome. This also creates a desire for control, because when you don't see the outcome that you are desiring to receive yet, it creates this sense of wanting to create and force that outcome instead of allowing things to naturally align. This can get extremely unhealthy, because then your emotions can become dependent on that desired outcome. So when you don't see progress, it's a lot harder to stay consistent because you're more focused on control and achieving it rather than being in that flow state. This creates a lot of anxiety, stress, and burdens, and a need to feel like you have to constantly check in or constantly check on what it is that you're doing, instead of just allowing yourself to be present and allowing things to align in its natural order. And this is where that repelling starts to begin, because you're forcing the outcome and you're pushing it so much that you're not allowing it to naturally come in. And I'm such a big believer that as you are accomplishing your goals and working on things in the physical, you have to put that energy behind it. So when you are stuck in that space, it creates an energetic conflict to where your inner authority says, I trust my direction, but your outcome attachment says, I need the proof and I need the results. And so when both exist simultaneously, it does lead to self-sabotage, overproductivity, even a lack of clarity, and as well as overworking. The shift happens once you move from control to alignment. And you can do this by redirecting your thoughts whenever you start to notice that you are focusing too much on a specific outcome. Something that I like to do is I like to practice grounding meditations and grounding exercises, things that help me to just remain present and stop focusing too much on the future. It really helps to ease my anxiety. So I really recommend trying to catch yourself when you do notice that you're not trusting in yourself and you're not trusting in that vision. That also means moving from a place of forcing into a place of responding. So instead of forcing the outcomes, responding naturally to your environment and the things that are taking place, the changes that are happening, the opportunities that may come, the slow moments that may exist, and just being fully present and okay with that. Another aspect of this is moving from a place of proving to a place of trusting. So you don't have to prove to your mind that your desired outcome is present yet. You just have to trust and know that it's going to be there. And the more that you can affirm that to yourself, the more that your mind will actually start to believe and relax and let go and allow things to flow as it should. That'll help you move into your inner authority and step into a place of groundedness and self-trust. Another tip is to let time unfold without those urgency spirals. So I know sometimes, especially even within society, it's all these timelines and these deadlines. Even if you're at work and you have deadlines, and you got to stick to your deadlines if you're at work, but just in general, if you are in a position to where you are worried about something that maybe even outside of work, and you have that sense of urgency to where it's like, no, like I need this now, I need to get this done, it needs to happen, it needs to happen, it needs to happen, that is when you need to take a step back, ground yourself, and not allow yourself to go down that spiral. Because a lot of the times that is what causes us to stop even going towards the things that we're working on, because of the fact that we're not seeing those results, and we get so caught up in the fact that we're not, that we don't continue to move forward with that consistency. And the last tip is to stay consistent without obsession. Now, this can be tricky because, like with anything, if you are really excited for something and you strongly want something, it's going to be something that's going to be at the top of or at the forefront of your mind. So it can be a little bit difficult to not fall into obsessing over obtaining that thing. So you really have to balance that strong desire with your present reality. It is a beautiful and positive thing to be so excited about having something and obtaining something and having that kind of passion towards something, but it can become a detriment to your goals when you start focusing too much on that, because you're also putting energy into that, and where attention goes, your energy flows. So if you're focusing so much on not having the outcome, you're only reaffirming that and manifesting that even more into your reality. So when we talk about integrating inner authority into our day-to-day life, it creates so much more stability, because when you have that strong trust and sense within yourself, it's a lot easier for you to regulate your emotions. It's a lot easier for you to not be swayed by the things that are happening in your day-to-day and by outcomes that you're desiring. It gives you so much more power within yourself, because once you're set within yourself and you have that self-trust, nothing outside of you can shake that. And a lot of people don't notice that they are stuck in that outcome attachment, and that outcome attachment leads to obsession, stress, and overworking, and it's usually disguised as ambition. And that's something that our society is struggling with a lot today, is just overworking, the grind culture, hustle culture, and just focusing too much on forcing and not actually being in alignment and allowing things to align naturally as you put in that work. And it's not bad to desire results, because our goal is to strive for better, to set our goals, to expand, whether that's in our lives, consciously, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. But it can just become a negative thing when you find yourself starting to spiral and starting to get stuck in these sort of loops. So you never want to get to the point where your accomplishments and your progress start to dictate your emotions. That is a very unhealthy place to be in, and it just does not serve you well in the long run. And a lot of the times we're not always going to get things when we immediately desire to have it, especially if there's bigger things that you desire to have. Some things take time, and some things can take, a day, a week, a month. But it's all about being able to regulate yourself enough to let go and to just trust in yourself, to have more inner authority, to have more self-trust, and to balance your inner state. Once your inner world is balanced, every single thing outside of you shifts to match that balance. And in all honesty, things do move a lot quicker when you do come from a place like that. And I notice that in my day-to-day life, because even when I'm going through my hard seasons and my hard times, and I start focusing so much on the fact that I'm stuck and I'm not in a good place, it doesn't get me anywhere, but it just starts to snowball. It's like a snowball effect, and things just get worse and blow up more, as opposed to when I take that step back and I ground myself and I start thinking beautiful thoughts. I start trusting in that vision to the point where I'm not even thinking about a negative outcome. I'm so trusting in what it is that I want to attract and achieve that I just know what's going to happen. And you have to move that way, especially when it comes to your goals. And even when it comes to social media, because social media sometimes will have you feeling like you're so behind and like you're just not where you want to be, to where you start obsessing over having this specific lifestyle and having these things. You're not even living anymore. You're not even doing it for you. You're not doing it for the love of it. It's becoming something to where it's like like a game. It's like focusing too much on the accomplishments as opposed to just doing what it is and allowing it to flow. And living in that way is something that I truly live by. And that is something that honestly has changed my life. And it's made things a lot easier for me as somebody that struggles with high anxiety. But that is all for this video, lovelies. I do hope that you enjoyed and found it useful. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My audio went out. My video was acting a little weird, so I'm just ending this off with a voiceover. But I truly, truly love you guys so much, and I'm wishing you all the best. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out and much love.